Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name is Leo. This is my daughter Madeline. On today's episode, I'm going to be updating you guys on what's going on with my 20-gallon goldfish tank and what the plans are for in the next couple of weeks. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's kind of a trend going on from some of the bigger YouTube channels out there. I'm talking about aquarium channels. Is that they're all trying to get a massive giant tank. If you guys see King of DIY, he's currently building a 2,000 gallon cement pond. I'm going to call it a pond. So he's building a massive 2,000 gallon pond right now, which is just enormous. If you guys watch Corey from Aquarium Co-op, he just recently purchased an 800 gallon custom built acrylic aquarium. Now that's massive. I wish I could get something like that someday. So I'm kind of excited for both of those tanks in the coming future and see how they kind of progress. Also, if you guys watch Jenny from Solid Gold Goldfish, she's recently moved, granted all her goldfish are sick, but she just recently moved all her goldfish into a 600 gallon container or a tub. I mean, yes, the goldfish are sick, but that's a massive 600 gallon holding tank. Also, you know, I talk in front of my my 20 gallon aquarium. She's thinking of getting a 200 gallon aquarium so she can talk in front of. I only have my 20 gallon right here that I talk in front of. Yes, I do have my 40 gallon, but the lighting is so terrible. Until I get better lighting, I'm not going to be able to do that. So yesterday I went to my local aquarium store and I got the biggest tank that I could get. I think it's 40 feet wide by 23 feet deep and 25 feet in depth. I mean, that's massive. I think it's 175,000 gallons. That's a massive tank. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I managed to bring it in here. I think I'm going to have to go to my local dolphin rescue center and see if I can adopt a dolphin and stick him in there, because that's a massive tank. Or maybe I'll go to Florida and get a manatee. You want to get a manatee? Yeah? I think manatees are both fresh and saltwater or brackish, so maybe we could go down to Florida and get a manatee for this massive 175,000 gallon tank. So I have the tank right here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get it. So hold on 1 second. Alright guys, so here it is. This tank is massive, see? Oh wait. Oh man. I just realized it says centimeters, not feet. Oh man, what do we do now? We can't fit a dolphin in here. What are we gonna do now? So this is the nano tank I just purchased yesterday. No, I'm not going larger. I know everybody else is gonna go larger. This is a 5 or 6 gallon fish tank, nano tank, rimless, and I'm thinking of doing a shrimp tank. I saw a live stream over the weekend from Flip Aquatics that does shrimp, and he says that he's going to be putting on a contest for see how many people can breed the most amount of shrimp. I thought it was a cool idea. I'm thinking of entering it. Yesterday I was out and I picked up this tank, so I'm going to start with this tank. Also, I picked up some flubostratum. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so I also picked up some flubostratum, the substrate that I'm going to be putting in here. I know shrimp really love this stuff because it lowers the pH a little bit. It's not inert, so it does lower the pH in here, but I've been told that shrimp really love it. I've never kept shrimp before. This is going to be my very first time. I've kept ghost shrimp, but I used to use them more as a feeder for fish. They were never really pets, so but I would occasionally buy ghost shrimp. They never really lasted in my tank no more than a week because, you know, the fish would just eat them. But this is going to be the first shrimp tank that I'm going to be getting. I also bought a filter. I was planning on using it as a matte filter, but it's a little bit shorter. I didn't really measure it when I bought it, It's a little bit shorter right here. I could cut it off and go in here, but it's kind of big. So I'm still debating on whether I'll go this route and use it as a man filter or DIY. I'll show you guys how to do that. Or I'll just go and get a small hang-on filter. In my 40-gallon, I have a cycled sponge filter that I put in there just specifically so I could cycle it. That way when I'm ready to get another tank, I have a filter that's ready to go. So that's ready to go, but I'm not 100% sure I want to put a sponge filter in here. It might be bulky. Maybe I'll get a nano hang-on back. I'll just get intake sponge holder. Hold on one second. This is an inlet for the hang-on bags that you could put on so the shrimp don't get sucked up. I bought this a while back because I'm going to be putting it in here. But more on that, a little bit more on that tank in a little bit. That's what we're going to be starting with right now. We are going to be doing a shrimp tank in the next week or so. So I'm going to be setting it up. I got to cycle it. And that'll be that. Okay. So moving along to my 20-gallon tank, I purchased a couple of plants for it because I'm going to be starting to aquascape it. If you guys remember, I bought a big piece of driftwood that I'm going to be putting in there, and it's really big. It kind of fills the whole tank up. I also started buying some plants for that tank. Let me get them out. No, they're not food. Alright guys, so I bought 3 types of plants. I bought a crypt. This is kind of a bronze crypt. This one doesn't need CO2 and it's kind of a medium to low light plant. The store where I bought it, they keep them in really low light, so I'm not too worried about this. This tank's going to be a low tech tank, or at least I'm going to try to keep it that way. I'm also going to be adding some of this fluvostratum around the edges once I start aquascaping it. No, don't break it. I bought 2 types of Laudness. I think that's how you say Laudness. I bought 2 types of Laudness. One's the green one with a little bit of red, and one's a super red. I don't know if the colors come up, but it's a really more super red plant. I took some pictures of it while they were in the water, so maybe I'll post those right now. But the one one of them is in a potted plant, and that one's doing really well. And I think it's because in here they usually put fertilizer. Now I'm not running CO2. I just wanted to see how they did without the CO2, if they died off. They've been in here for probably 2 weeks now, and this one's been doing really good. It hasn't died off. There hasn't been that much growth, but I'm not too worried about growth. I'm going to be putting guppies in here, which we'll talk about that in a second. But I kind of just want something for them to hide in. So I really like this plant, but I'm just wondering how it's going to do once I take it out of the pot. Maybe I'll put some root tabs in there and fertilize it that way. This one's been growing. I have seen growth on this one. But this one's just a stem plant. There's no fertilizer in here. So this one kind of lost its color a little bit. Alright guys, so I've been a little bit in limbo with this tank. I haven't been able to do anything with it. The driftwood finally cleared up. It's been in tank. I know it's dry right now because I took out the water yesterday so I could water my plants. So it dried up, but it's been soaking for about 2 weeks and it finally cleared up. So it's ready to go in there, and I was just about to put it in there. But having the goldfish in the tank, they produce a lot of waste. So once I put the driftwood in there, I'm not going to be gravel backing it anymore. That's the last I'll be gravel backing that tank. So until I move the goldfish out of here, I can't aquascape it. I'm thinking of possibly getting a betta to put in there because I know it's not going to produce a lot of waste like the goldfish are. So I'm possibly thinking of getting a betta for the meanwhile. Now, I told you guys in the past that I was thinking of ordering some guppies online, but I've never had fancy guppies. This will probably be the very first time that I'll have fancy guppies. I purchased feeder guppies before, like the ones that are like 5 for $1, and they would have babies in my tank, but eventually my fish would just eat them. So that's my experience with guppies. Now I want to get fancy guppies, and that's kind of what this tank originally was intended for. When I first purchased this tank, is for me to get guppies. So I was going to order them online, but it's kind of hard for me to pay $30 per guppy. So if I get 3 of them, that's what, 3, 6, 9, $90 for 3 miniature guppies. When I haven't seen the guppy, I don't know how they're gonna look. I don't know how they're gonna be, you know. So I'm very, very nervous on ordering guppies online. Moving forward, there's a guppy show coming up in next month. So in June, right down the street, probably 10 minutes away from my house. How lucky am I? So there's gonna be a guppy show down the street, and I'll be able to go down there, look at the guppies, and hopefully buy a good strain of guppies for this tank. Even if I don't buy them there, maybe I can make some contacts and purchase some good quality guppies, show quality guppies from someone at the vendor. I won't have to ship them, get them shipped. This is all hopefully. I don't know yet. I'm gonna be putting this tank off until I do that. Maybe I'll get, like I said, I'll get a betta and keep it in here. That way I can aquascape this tank and kind of get it ready. That way when I have the guppies, it's ready to go. So that's kind of the plans for this tank. It's in limbo. I'm about ready to start moving these goldfish over there. So as soon as I can find a good looking betta, I do want to get bettas, or beta, I don't know how you say it. Once I get a beta, a good looking beta for this one, I'll move them in here. And then once I get the guppies, I'll figure out where to put the beta. But alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video somewhat. I know I was talking a lot. I had to take a couple breaths there because I was talking a little bit too much. Now this weekend here in the United States, or the States, it's going to be a holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm thinking of heading down to San Diego for the weekend. And while I'm there, I might stop at Coast Jam USA. So that's one of the things I'm planning on doing, is going down to Coast Jam USA and maybe do a little tour. I know they have bettas, some good quality bettas, so I might pick up a betta while I'm down there, but I can't guarantee anything. But that's kind of the plan. Hopefully, I already talked to my wife. We've been planning on going down there in San Diego for the weekend. Hop over the border to TJ and get some tacos. Why not, since we're down there? But the plan might be to go down to Coast Jam USA, maybe do a fish store tour. I know they moved the store. I've been wanting to go down there. No, I'm not going to get more goldfish for right now. I think I have plenty of goldfish that I can have. The 40 gallon we'll talk about later, but I think I have the 2 Orandas, and I don't think I want to stock it with more goldfish than it already has. Yes, I'm going to be moving this over there, but they're not going to stay there forever. So I have plans for that. I have the 2 Orandas over there, and I don't think I don't want to stock more fish in there. So if you're thinking I'm going to get more goldfish down at Coast Jam USA, I'm sorry, I'm not. But we have a couple of little projects going on right now. We got to aquascape this, plus we got the shrimp tank coming up, plus I got the other 40 gallon that I kind of have an idea on my mind how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it all in black, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so again, I've been talking too much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you guys have any questions, any tips, or anything that might help me in this transition, especially with shrimp, because I haven't kept shrimp forever. So if you guys have any tips or pointers that I can have, please send it my way. I would really, really appreciate them. But until next time, have a great day, guys. Say bye. Say bye. Have a safe weekend. I know it's a holiday weekend. Please don't drink and drive. Get an Uber if you have to. An Uber is going to be a lot cheaper than, a ticket. So have a safe weekend. Have a safe week, and see you guys on the next episode. Have a great day, guys.